And we're on. So we are here with the American Heritage Podcast. We got Hunter Jones here, and we got
Everybody.
our buddy Stevie Jimenez here. Yeah.
Good morning, folks. How we doing?
So with the Corona outbreak and all that, old people have been a little antsy lately, because their lives are online here. So Hunter, what have you thought about the old people craze that's been happening lately? Like how they've been reacting and all that?
Well, I think it's pretty understandable how they're acting. This coronavirus really infects the lungs and respiratory system. So all the older people of our generation have more of a problem with it than younger people. So I can understand how they act, or at least most of them.
Yeah, but don't you think like a couple of them are taking like a little like too overboard, Because like I remember the other day I was riding my bike on the street and I got about maybe 4 feet from this guy. I'm riding my bike here. He starts screaming at me, saying like he's going to call police on me if I get any closer and stuff like that. I just feel like people, like you walk down the sidewalk, like they turn their back to you. I think it's a little extra, Yeah, a little extra.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. Some people might overact a little bit, but you gotta put yourself in their shoes.
See, what you think about the topic? What you think about this topic?
I think that, of course, we gotta do our best to protect the elderly. Even though we might sometimes think that, they're expendable, they've lived the most of their life, we don't need to sacrifice our own happiness for their survival or whatever. You gotta understand that the old have all the knowledge in society. They're the knowledgeable. They're the ones that we need for where we're heading in society. In government, we got a bunch of old folks who are running this country that are needed.
Most of the old people, I'm thinking about it like that.
That is true. That is true. I actually agree more with Stevie than I do with you, Justin. I'm sorry to say, but I feel like we should protect them at all costs because they taught us when we were younger what to do, and they pretty much path our future.
No, I understand where you're coming from here, but I feel like they're taking it like a little too far. Because my thing is, if you're that scared of like the Wuhan coronavirus, then don't leave your house, man. Because you see these older people, they're going for walks, they're going to the store, get someone, I'm not saying like if you have someone else, just have them do that. Like I understand if you don't have someone else. If you don't have someone else, don't be leaving your house too much. Store and back. Because I see like a lot of people, man, like they're just like going for Sunday night strolls, and then they're getting like mad when people are just walking on the street. Like,
I have a question for you guys. Have you guys been outside lately during this coronavirus?
I've been outside a lot.
Some points.
Not too much, but like I go for bike rides every day.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Stevie? You also?
I've been outside in more of like a confined setting, like I haven't been out to public places like the park or the grocery store. But when I go out, it's been for like a walk or taking my dog out, that type of stuff.
Okay, so like lately, the government's saying everybody stay inside, but lately I've been seeing more people than I've ever seen walking around in the day and night on their bikes, and more elderly people. Now I get people are bored and everything, but especially for the elderly population, I feel like they'd take more precaution to stay inside, because as soon as everybody gets locked inside, I know they all want to go out.
Yeah.
But for them, their life is at stake.
Well, the thing is, I think they're taking precaution, but like they're not very, smart about it. They're being like they wear the masks and gloves, but they don't realize like that don't help that much.
That's true, but every little thing helps.
Yeah, but what's better, staying inside or wearing gloves and masks? What's better? Staying inside, of course.
Yes, but if they do go outside, the masks and stuff do help. But I agree they should stay inside.
Yeah.
Well, Hunter, back to what you said about seeing a lot of people out riding bikes and walking. I think that's it's understandable for people wanting to get out, stretch their muscles, go out and be a little active. But I don't think it hurt anybody to, go take a walk. And as long as you're staying, again, those 6 feet away from each other, giving each other some space, not being in like a dense area, you'll be fine, and you won't be putting yourself at risk. So I think it's perfectly fine for people to be out and about as long as it is in dense areas where you aren't confined indoors or anything like that with other people.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's around you, but around me, I see like groups of people, like either taking selfies or stuff for their social media platforms like Instagram, Snapchat. I see people biking in groups. I've even seen about 4 elderly people with accessories as canes and such walking down my street. Looking at
No,
it. So
no, I got this one old guy on my street that uses like it's this bike, but like it's weird. It's like a mix between a cane and a bike. You know, it's like a scooter cane bike. You know, so he uses like his hands like push the thing. You know, like he's like skiing or something like that. You know, like he's skiing, but like it's a bike.
that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I've not been seeing that. Like, a lot of people out taking photos and especially
Also with
the bike
that,
cane thing. I've
if
not
you
seen
agree
that
with me
before.
here, Stevie,
Justin.
also, it takes 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure, for symptoms to
Yeah, so
develop. So
yeah, 2 weeks is like the incubation period from the time that you could be carrying it. Yeah, between the 2 week time period, you could be a carrier of the coronavirus. And so it's really imperative to protect yourself from others, stay inside, isolate yourself during those 2 weeks that you could have been exposed to the coronavirus. Because once you pass those 14 days, your body should be clear of showing any symptoms or being contagious. So, in theory, really, we should have been only staying in quarantine for a little over 2 weeks. Stay inside 2 weeks. Everybody will be cleared of it, whatever.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's just not realistic. And everybody, every once in a while, needs to go outside and do whatever they have to do. So, unfortunately, it's not possible to do a complete shutdown and just stop all movement of humans. But I think we've tried our best, and yeah, we deserve some credit as a society for really teaming together to stay home. And along with that, like, we have to thank all of our essential workers for what they've done, for going out there, putting themselves at risk, and yeah, possibly being exposed every day they go to work. So big thank you to them.
No, even bigger thanks to the people that don't got jobs no more, because, a lot of restaurants and small businesses are just not going to open up because, after a month of no business, rent's still due and all that. So it's going to be interesting, when all this gets lifted to see like who's still there and, who's gone. Because the thing is, the government's trying to like subsidize them a little bit to help with bills, but, how much money can you give to people when, they got bills, they got that, they got all that.
well, to follow up what you were saying, Justin, also you, Stevie, thank you all the essential workers and the people that are donating to all these businesses and people so that they maybe will get their jobs back or hopefully get their jobs back at the end of this.
Yeah, it's a scary time, not just because of the risks of catching the disease and, that mortality rate, but also many people are at risk of losing their job. And we've already seen historic rates. Like in the past 2 weeks, I believe the numbers passed 6.6 million U.S. workers who filed for unemployment status and for benefits. So we're in a time where, it's like a double whammy, where one, you have to stay safe, you have to stay at home. And then also, if you were laid off, now you have the threat of other outside factors like being evicted, not being able to keep up with your bills. And thankfully, a lot of landowners and a lot of landlords and a lot of businesses have been gracious and been able to push back bills and all those payments so that people can cover all their costs and stay healthy.
Well, Stevie and Justin, thank you both for joining today. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Hope we can do this again real soon. See you guys next time.
Thanks, Hunter. Stay healthy.
You
Stay
too.
safe.